evening and welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing to you live from the National News Studios here at the ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Charita Minipurarachi.
And I'm Natalia Virvadana. Here are the headlines for tonight.
Import restrictions on 286 commodity items have been removed. The Minister of Agriculture says that a bag of urea fertilizer will be provided at a price less than 5,000 rupees in the Maha season. The President says many new methodologies will be implemented to enhance the quality of the culinary sector in the country. A memorandum of understanding between Sri Lanka and Korea to promote Sri Lankan employment opportunities in the shipbuilding sector. A story of children who remained alive in the Amazon forest for over 40 days. On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with the top local story. Import restrictions imposed on 286 commodity items have been lifted.
The relevant Gazette notification was released midnight yesterday. The government has taken measures to remove the restrictions as a result of the economy reaching some state of stability. Accordingly, import restrictions on many food items, including fish-related products, yogurt, butter, curd, were removed. In addition, import restrictions on items such as bathroom fittings, leather goods, timber-related products, sanitation equipment, building equipment and electrical equipment have also been removed. State Minister for Finance Ranjit Simbalapitiya says that they have lifted the import ban of daily essential items such as rice cookers and electric kettles. He also said that they have also lifted the ban of items which are needed for the tourism sector, such as kitchen utensils for restaurants. He further said that the items related to the industrial and construction sector have also been lifted. The minister also said that they did not pay attention to lift the restrictions on goods which are available in Sri Lanka, such as vegetables and items containing plastic. He said that 928 items are banned currently, and out of them 306 items are vehicles.
Program on the establishment of young agri-entrepreneur villages has got underway today. The work has commenced from Jalapalama and Kavantissapura areas in the Hambantota districts. The program is being implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture. Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaravira said that the new shipment of fertilizer will reach today and it will take around 3 days to distribute the stock of the villages. He further said that they are expecting to supply urea fertilizer at 1,000 rupees less than the current price. He added that at the start of this season they supplied TSP fertilizer free of charge, and now they are supplying urea at a discounted price. And the minister also said that his aim is to keep the fertilizer prices below 5,000 rupees in the next season. Minister Mahinda Amaravira has presided over the inaugural event. Reconstruction of the two reservoirs named Kodigahababa and Samgulia has got underway today with the objective of expanding agricultural activities. A sum of 115 million rupees is being spent on the project under the Climatic Smart Agro Irrigation Program. The program provides cultivation opportunities for 150 agri-young entrepreneurs.
The Highway Traffic Division says legal action has been taken against 222 drunken drivers identified in a special operation conducted in all expressways in the island. The operation has been carried out for 3 hours last night. Legal measures are especially applicable on vehicles entering highways lacking adequate lighting, worn-out tires, not properly displaying registration numbers and having other technical shortcomings. Inspections were conducted in the Southern Expressway, Colombo-Katunayaka Highway and the Central Highway. The Traffic Division says that the similar operations will be conducted in the coming days as well. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that it is the aim of the government to maximize the contribution of tourism in order to achieve the development goals of the country.
The President has added Sri Lanka's unique culinary art has attracted tourists from all over the world, and maximum government support will be extended to its promotion. The President made this observational statement while declaring open the Culinary Art Food Expo Cafe 2023 yesterday at the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall premises in Colombo. This year's exhibition consists of 88 products and service booths, and the President also joined in observing the booths. The President was also engaged in a cordial conversation with the chefs who participated in the exhibition and inquired about the issue they were facing. The President also said that the many programs will be implemented for the advancement of the field, including the establishment of a culinary arts school and the introduction of a system for ranking chefs.
The growth policy of the government includes tourism, and to double the numbers, the first stage, go up to 5 million. Secondly, increase the revenue per tourist, which means we have to now go to the high-end tourists. Some are worried whether it's a difficult jump to make. I don't think you have any option. You have a large number of your human resources are leaving the country because it's far more attractive elsewhere. We have at least got to match Maldives in the remuneration. Otherwise you can't run a tourist industry. Thereby, but to do that we must give a good service. Tourists come here because they are interested in cuisine. So you here, all the people who man the kitchens and all those who provide supplies to the kitchens are the people who have a very important role. First, we'd like you to maintain a high standard and even have a higher standard. Be able to make a mark where some of you can even export some of your products to other countries. Secondly, we come to the personnel itself, who we train in the kitchens, who are involved in the service. So that's the most important item. We have to ensure that we have a sufficient number of chefs in this country as the industry expands. Unfortunately, at the moment, we have no means of satisfying the demand. So the government will certainly help different hotels and associations to expand the number. We can't cater to government is good as supplying rations to the military bases. Beyond that is not our forte. That has to be done by the non-government sector, and we are certainly willing to help, but we will also help by starting one school specifically maybe in Kandy for cuisine and culinary work. There has been a demand in the south. I think we can have one in Nuwara, maybe in Bandarwala or Alla, and one in Dambulla. We can help you to ensure you get chefs from abroad who has also had the experience to open it, to ensure that the knowledge and the experience is passed on members of this profession. Secondly, I think we should have some system of grading our chefs. So why don't we have international standards and give a few stars? I'd like to see some of the private entrepreneurs coming forward. You can't develop tourist industry without developing the human resources. It's useless giving tax incentives for hotels if they haven't got the chefs to man the kitchen. So the government will willing to help you all and to work together. We'll most probably in the next 2 months announce our new policies, and you'll be surprised at what changes we are going to make. And similarly, your association and others involved in the tourist trade will get together, I presume, to help us go forward. Remember, we have a good future, and we do so by developing the young talent we have. All those people here should one day become good chefs, work in Sri Lanka. But we have to ensure the conditions here are conducive to them staying on in the country.
And meanwhile, a memorandum of understanding has been reached today on the commencement of a training center targeting Sri Lankan labour in the shipbuilding sector in Korea today.
The fact has been signed between the Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau, the KLU Life Institute of Korea and the Sri Lankan Jinratana Educational Institute affiliated to the Gangarama Vihara of Hunupitiya, Colombo. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau, Hilmi Aziz, Secretary of the Board of Administration of the Sri Jinratana Educational Institute, Prasad Jayavira, and Chief Executive of the KLU Life Institute of Korea, John Yoon Lin, have signed the Agreement of Understanding. Under the first stage of the program, the recruits will be trained in welding jobs in the shipbuilding sector. The second stage of training deals with painting and technical training. In addition, the trainees will be provided with Korean language proficiency as well.
මැයි මාසෙකත් ඩොලර් මිලියන 480 ඉක්මවා අපිට ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් උනේ මේ අවුරුද්දේ පළවෙනි කාර්තුව අවසන් වෙනකොට අපිට පුළුවන් වෙලා රුපියල්.
The Association of Importers and Sellers of Mobile Telephones in Sri Lanka says the price of a mobile telephone will be reduced by 20% in relation to the depreciation of the dollar value. The president of the association, Samit Senarat, says that this relief could be provided to the general public with the depletion of the existing stock. However, mobile phone salesmen say they are not prepared to sell at low cost of the telephones they have purchased at a higher price.
Chairman of the Sri Lanka Mobile Phone Importers and Sellers Association, Samit Senarat, said that the main issue they faced in the previous time was the unavailability of dollars in banks to import mobile phones, which resulted in an increase of prices. He also said that they have decided to reduce prices in respect of the reduction of the exchange rates in the banks. He also added that if the exchange rates increase in the future, they will also have to increase the prices.
Paddy cultivation in the Galenbindunuava Divisional Secretariat division in Anuradhapura has been affected by a worm disease. Farmers say they are experiencing severe difficulties as a result of this menace. Paddy has been cultivated in nearly 5,000 acres of land in the Galenbindunuava Divisional Secretariat division. Cultivations have also been carried out in 5,400 acres of inland areas as well. The farmers have complained they have not yet received fertilizer subsidies even 30 days after engaging in paddy cultivation. The worm disease is prevailing severely in the paddy fields of Meghapitiya and adjacent areas.
And meanwhile, a 6-month-old infant was killed in a road accident in Gurulapotha in the 18 Bend area. 25 others have also been injured in the accident. The ill-fated vehicle carrying a group of pilgrims of Serava in Bibila was arriving in Kandy in a pilgrim tour when the accident occurred. The brakes of the bus were reported to have become inoperative and the driver was compelled to turn it towards a dam on the right side of the road. Some of the injured have been admitted to the Mahiyangane Base Hospital and the Hasalaka hospitals. Elections Commissioner Nimal Punchehewa says that the present-day youth should look into the future with an open mind but moving away from the traditional form of thinking.
He has made these remarks, observations participating in an inaugural ceremony of the second batch of the Democratic Youth Education Circle organized jointly by the PAFREL organization and several other institutions. Commissioner of Elections Nimal Punchehewa says that today politics is governed by racism and national policies are also being made through the influence of the ideas of individuals. He said that the politics in Sri Lanka is now being carried out according to auspicious times, but in the end, politicians are getting into the scene. The Commissioner added that the youth are able to get rid of that mindset as youth are motivated by their own thoughts.
Cultivating is an endangering transaction with the environment. The meaning of genuine agriculture is to respect the life and to act in a manner of minimizing damages to the nature. Many Sri Lankans of today are in the process of returning to organic farming. This is a practice that would generate valuable foreign exchange to the country as well. Organic farming could be maintained through methods of preserving to the maximum extent of biodiversity, utilization of local intelligence and minimizing of using external applications. The organic farming deploys simple and local technological methods. There is a tremendous diversity in local paddy varieties. According to research conducted in Sri Lanka, there are between 2,000 to 2,500 varieties of paddy. However, only less than 10 types of such paddy plants are being cultivated. These paddy types have the potential to invade the market and to generate high demand. The Paraboa Farmers Association of the country has conserved 52 varieties of traditional paddy. 6 of them have been exported. The Paraboa organization is a collective of 516 farmers. They are engaged in paddy cultivations for local consumption. However, the organization has been successful in exporting traditional forms of rice produced to countries such as United States, Canada, Australia and Japan. The organization is acting according to the instructions of the Sri Lanka Export Development Board. The farmers are ready to hand over knowledge and share their experience with those who are willing to export local varieties of rice without toxic substances. These farmers are of the view that if there is continuous supply of high quality rice, it would not be impossible to find a steady foreign market.
And coming up is some local news items in brief. The Police Special Task Force has arrested 2 suspects who were alleged to have engaged in a cannabis plantation in the Velanvita Protectorate. The police say 10,000 cannabis plants were planted in an extent of 1 acre. 3 suspects have been nabbed with 1,100 kilograms of beedi leaves brought illegally to Sri Lanka from South India today. The STF officials have been successful in arresting the suspects who were engaged in transporting the contraband to Negombo from Kalpitia in a boat. An art exhibition of artist Charles Ranatunga will be conducted at the Lionel Wendt Art Gallery till tomorrow. The display includes 40 drawings produced using numerous mediums. Minister Vijaydas Rajapaksa has declared open the exhibition yesterday. A Poson devotional song concert was conducted at the Sri Abhay Sumanarama Vihare in Angoda recently. It was conducted under the patronage of Chief Incumbent of Vihare, Venerable Komarike Subodhananda Thero. Newly constructed kidney treatment unit of the Monaragala District Hospital was vested with the people yesterday. The unit was built at a cost of 16 million rupees. Officers of the Hambantota police station have shot a cab which was moving disregarding police orders to halt. When the vehicle was stopped, it has been found out that it was transporting cattle without permit. One of the passengers in the vehicle had fled and the driver was arrested. It has been reported that residents living near the Dambulla Economic Centre are being subjected to difficulties as a result of refuse being dumped from a nearby potato storage. Traders say that the will set fire to the garbage in front of the trading stalls. Meritorious almsgiving wishing well-being of the tourism sector was conducted by the Sri Lanka Professional Culinary Specialists Association at the Sri Dalada Maligawa today. The Police Special Task Force, in a raid conducted in the Koskoda Police Division today, has arrested 2 suspects who had in their possession 300 grams of heroin. The Poson zone of the Horizon School Malabe was held at the school premises yesterday. It included several special features such as dancers, pandals, devotional song concert and dramas. Another Poson devotional song concert organized by the Atturugiriya Senior Citizens Organization was held in Atturugiriya recently.
The Queen of Sri Lanka Beauty Queen Contest will be conducted at the Nelum Pokuna Theatre on the 22nd of September. This is the first occasion of such a competition to be held in Sri Lanka. Acceptance of applications for the competition has commenced. Further details could be obtained from the website www.qotwsrilanka.com. Head of the Queen of the Sri Lanka Foundation, Nadika Senaviratna, said that a media briefing in Colombo today that the competition will be conducted under 4 categories with the objective of bringing to the international arena the skills of Sri Lankan women. Stay tuned with international news after this break.
வெளிநாட்டிலிருந்து பணத்தை மக்கள் வங்கிக்கு அனுப்பி வாராந்தம் 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய், மாதாந்தம் 1 மில்லியன் ரூபாய், ஆண்டிறுதியில் மாபெரும் சீட்டெழுப்பில் 1 கோடி ரூபாயினை வெல்லுங்கள். பீப்பிள்ஸ் ரெமிட்டன்ஸ் கோடி அதிர்ஷ்டம். நேரடியாக அனுப்புங்கள், பெரும் வெற்றி காணுங்கள்.
Welcome back, and we are with foreign news. 4 children have been found alive after surviving a plane crash and spending weeks fending for them in Colombia's Amazon jungle. Colombia's president said the rescue of the siblings aged 13, 9, 4 and 1 was a joy for the whole country. The children's mother and 2 pilots were killed when their light aircraft crashed in the jungle on 1st of May. The children belonged to the Huitoto indigenous group. The children and their mother had been traveling in the Cessna aircraft before the crash and was flying from Araraquara to Amazonas province to San Jose del Guavire when it issued a Mayday alert due to engine failure. The bodies of the 3 adults were found at the crash site by the army, but it appeared that the children had escaped the wreckage and wandered into the rainforest to find help. They have been airlifted to the nation's capital, Bogota, where ambulances have taken them to hospital for further medical treatment.
And meanwhile, the Russian President Vladimir Putin says that Ukraine had begun its expected counter-offensive against Russian forces, but without success.
First of all,
in a meeting held in Sochi, Russia, President Vladimir Putin has said that Russia will start deploying tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus after the facilities are ready on 7 to 8 July. Ukraine's domestic security agency said on Friday that it had intercepted a telephone call providing Russian forces blew up the Kharkova hydroelectric station and a dam in Kherson region. NATO allies yesterday condemned Russia's decision to withdraw from the Treaty on Conventional Armed Forces in Europe.
Moving to India, a new study published in Lancet estimates that 101 million people in India are living with diabetes. It is 11.4% of the country's population. A survey commissioned by the Health Ministry also found that 136 million people, or 15.3% of the people, could be living with pre-diabetes, and type 2 diabetes is the most common form of the condition. People have high blood sugar levels because they are unable to make enough insulin, a hormone, or respond to it properly. Authorities said that they are seeing a lot of younger patients over the last few years. They also said that changing lifestyles, improved standards of living, migration to cities, erratic working hours, sedentary habits, stress, pollution, change in food habits, and easy availability of fast food are some of the reasons why diabetes is rising in India.
Katumi, Bantamai.
Welcome back with your internet sports update. And it's cricket. The Sri Lankan team seeking eligibility in the qualifying rounds for the one-day international cricket tournament left for Zimbabwe at dawn today. So Sri Lanka will be competing under the B category.
Upon engaging in all religious observances, the Sri Lankan team captained by Dasun Shanaka has left for Zimbabwe. Vice captain of the team is Kusal Mendis. Dimut Karunaratne, Pathum Nisanka, Charit Asalanka, Dhananjali Silva and Sadira Samaravikrama have been recalled to the reserve as batsmen. The spin bowlers of the Sri Lankan team include Vanidu Hasaranga, Mahesh Deekshana and Dushan Hemanta. The fast bowlers are Dushmantha Chamira, Kasun Rajitha, Lahiru Kumara, Matisha Patirana and Shamika Karunaratne. 10 teams will be competing in the tournament. The preliminary round matches are to conduct under 2 categories, A and B. The teams of Ireland, Oman, Scotland and United Arab Emirates are included in the B category along with Sri Lanka.
And it's cricket again. The finals of the inter-club T20 cricket tournaments will be played at the SSA grounds in Colombo.
The NCC team will play against the Colts team in the final. Niroshan Dikwella will captain the NCC team while the Colts team will be led by Akila Dhananjaya. ChannelEye on the national television will give a live coverage of the match starting at 9:45 tomorrow morning. The Sri Lankan women cricket team competing in the emerging women's tournament for the Asian Cup has left the island last night. The tournament is scheduled to be conducted in Hong Kong. Sri Lanka's first match in the tournament will be against the United Arab Emirates team on the 12th of this month. The 14-member Sri Lankan team will be led by Satya Sandipani.
Utami, Fantamai.
And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Do just about at the very same time. I'm Charita, signing off with Natalia. Stay safe. Good night.
Good night.